You've got the earrings, the smile, the confidence, but something about that top is working against you. Sound familiar? Maybe you're standing in the mirror thinking, why doesn't this outfit feel quite right? You're not alone. So many women over 60 feel that disconnect between how they want to look and what the clothes actually say. It's not about trying to look younger. It's about dressing in a way that honors who you are today. Let's talk about how to fix that. Getting dressed after 60 can feel confusing sometimes. One moment you're excited to find something new, and the next you're staring at a closet full of pieces that don't feel right anymore. Trends change fast, and most of what's in stores is made for someone half your age. But here's the good news. This journey isn't about chasing youth. It's about choosing clothes that feel good, fit well, and truly reflect who you are now. When you find the right style, it's not just about fashion. It's about feeling seen. Feeling like yourself. The goal is simple. Let's help you build a wardrobe that works with your body, matches your lifestyle, and makes you feel like the confident, elegant woman you already are. Let's be real for a second. A lot of women over 60 feel stuck when it comes to style. You try on a trendy top, but it feels too young. Then you go for something comfortable, and it ends up feeling too frumpy. It's frustrating. The truth is, your body changes, your lifestyle shifts, and what worked 10 years ago just doesn't feel right anymore. No one tells you how to adjust your wardrobe with grace. So you end up buying things that don't fit your energy or your shape. This isn't about rules or fashion police. It's about learning what makes you feel comfortable, confident, and completely yourself. Let's talk about something we've all done at some point, reaching for that big baggy top because it just feels easy. You're having a bloated day, you want to stay comfy, and that oversized shirt seems like the answer. I get it. We've been told that loose means flattering, especially as we get older. But here's what no one tells you. Those baggy tops? They can actually make you look older, not more elegant. They hide your shape, drown your frame, and sometimes they even make you feel invisible. I'm not saying you need to squeeze into something tight. Not at all. But when your clothes have zero structure, you end up losing that beautiful natural shape you already have. And that shape, it deserves to be seen. The goal isn't to show off everything. It's to find that balance between comfort and form. Something that says, yes, I'm relaxed, but I still care about how I look. Let me give you an example. I used to have this oversized tunic that I wore everywhere. It was cozy and I thought it was forgiving. But every time I looked in the mirror, I felt tired. Then one day, I swapped it out for a soft cotton blouse that had just a hint of waist shaping. Nothing tight. Just enough to suggest my silhouette. I added a belt and a simple pair of earrings. The difference? Night and day. I looked more polished, more present. And best of all, I felt like myself again. You don't need a closet overhaul to make this shift. Start with one top. Something with a little shape. Maybe a curved hem. Maybe some darts or a wrap cut. Look for materials like cotton blends, soft jersey, or linen. Fabrics that move with you but don't cling or hang like a curtain. And if you love layers, try adding a lightweight structured jacket. It defines your shape without adding bulk. At the end of the day, it's not about dressing up. It's about dressing with intention. You deserve to be seen, to feel beautiful, and to wear clothes that support your spirit, not just your body. So next time you go to grab that baggy tee, ask yourself, does this celebrate me? Or is it just covering me up? Choose the top that honors the woman you are today. This change might seem small, but it creates momentum. When you wear something that fits, you stand taller. You walk into the room with energy. And trust me, people notice that. They see your confidence before they see your clothes. Let's talk about patterns. Now, I love a little flair as much as the next person. Patterns can be fun, expressive, and full of personality. But here's the catch. When a print is too loud or too busy, it doesn't just steal attention. Steals it away from you. And that's not what we want. After 60, the goal is to let your presence lead the way. Not a chaotic blouse that walks in before you do. We've all been there. You see a bright floral top in the store and think, oh, that's cheerful. You try it on, and instead of feeling uplifted, you feel kind of overwhelmed. Why? Because certain prints can actually compete with your features. They pull the eye away from your face, which is where the focus should be. And when the pattern is too large or the colors are too sharp, it can make you feel smaller, not in a flattering way, but in a where did I go kind of way. Here's a personal story. I once bought this blouse. Bold red background, massive flowers, leaves everywhere. It looked like a garden exploded on my chest. I thought it was artsy and fun. But every time I wore it, people would comment on the shirt, not me. One day my friend said, "You kinda disappear in that." That was a wake-up call. So I switched to a smaller print in soft blues and whites, and suddenly people were saying, "You look amazing." Same-y. Different top. Huge difference. So what works better? Smaller patterns spaced out a little. Stripes, polka dots, soft florals. Prints that sit back and let you be the star. And honestly, solid colors are your secret weapon. Jewel tones like emerald, plum, and navy, they add richness without noise. They make your skin glow and your smile pop. If you still love a good pattern, great. Just keep it balanced. Pair it with solid pants or a neutral cardigan. Let the print be part of your outfit, not all of it. And avoid mixing too many prints. You want harmony, not a fashion wrestling match. At the end of the day, style is about expression, not distraction. Wear pieces that reflect your personality, but still let your presence lead the way. You're the main character here. Let your clothes support that, not compete for the spotlight. When in doubt, stand in front of the mirror and ask, "Do I see the print first or do I see myself?" If the answer is print, you might want to reconsider. Because nothing wears better than confidence, and confidence begins when you feel seen. Let's talk tight tops. You know the ones I mean. The top that looks amazing on the hanger, maybe even on the mannequin, but then you try it on and suddenly you feel like you're wearing a second skin. At first you think, okay, maybe I just need to adjust it. But then you realize you've spent the entire day pulling, tugging, holding your breath. That's not style. That's stress. Now don't get me wrong. Structure is important. But tight? That's another story. Tight tops tend to hug in all the wrong places, and instead of helping you feel confident, they highlight things you'd rather not put on display. And let's be honest, comfort matters. Especially now. We've earned the right to feel good in what we wear, and no outfit is worth sacrificing that. I remember this one top I bought. Form-fitting, short-sleeved, and it had this shiny stretch material. In the dressing room, I convinced myself it was flattering. But the minute I got home, I felt like a sausage. I kept it in my closet, thinking I'd wear it when I lost a few pounds. Spoiler alert. I never did. Not because of my body, but because that top never deserved the space in the first place. What works better? Tops that gently follow your shape without clinging. Fabrics with a little give like cotton blends, soft knits, or jersey. Styles like wrap tops, drape necklines, or soft A-line cuts are your friends. They let you breathe. They let you move. And most importantly, they let you feel like yourself. A good top should never ask you to hold your stomach in. It should never make you dread sitting down. It should feel like an extension of you, not a costume. And when you feel at ease in your clothes, it shows. Your posture changes. Your mood shifts. And yes, people can see that kind of confidence. So if you're still holding on to that too tight top, ask yourself why. Is it guilt? Hope? Expectation? Let it go. Choose the top that fits you now, that celebrates who you are in this moment. That's where the beauty lives. Not in the size tag. Not in the squeeze. But in the freedom to move, breathe, and just be you. Real style begins when you're not constantly thinking about what you're wearing. When the clothes fall away and what's left is you, comfortable, radiant, and unapologetically present. Let's talk about shiny fabrics. I know, they can be tempting. A little sparkle here, a bit of shimmer there. It feels festive, fun, even glamorous. But here's the truth. When it comes to everyday elegance after 60, too much shine can actually work against you. Think about it. Shiny fabrics reflect light. And that reflection doesn't discriminate. It highlights every fold, every curve, every texture. That satin blouse that looks so sleek on the hanger? In real life, it might be shining a spotlight on areas you'd rather soften. And it's not about hiding anything. It's about choosing what enhances you, not distracts. I remember wearing a metallic top to a family gathering. I thought it added a little flair. But when I saw photos later, all I could see was how the shine caught the light in strange places. My shoulders looked exaggerated, my stomach looked puffier, and somehow, I just looked off. Since then, I've learned a better way. Matte fabrics are your best friend. They don't scream. They whisper elegance. A soft cotton blouse in a deep jewel tone, a linen tunic in a warm neutral. These pieces don't demand attention, they invite it. They smooth your shape, absorb light, and let your personality take center stage. That doesn't mean you have to avoid sparkle completely. If you love shimmer, go for subtle. Maybe it's a metallic thread woven into a scarf. Maybe it's a bit of shine at the trim, or a soft gleam in your jewelry. But let it be an accent, not the main attraction. Because here's the real deal. You shine enough on your own. Your experience, your laughter, your energy, that's the glow people remember. The fabric doesn't need to compete with that. It just needs to support it. So next time you're shopping or picking something from your closet, run a simple test. Hold it up to the light. Does it bounce light in a flattering way? Or does it catch every crease and curve? If it's the latter, you might want to let it go. Elegance isn't loud. It's intentional. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are and dressing in a way that honors that. Choose pieces that help you feel steady, beautiful, and strong. Not like you're trying to outshine the room. When you lean into fabrics that flow with you, not fight you, you show up more present, more grounded. And in the end, that's the kind of shine no fabric can fake. Let's talk about accessories. They're fun, they're expressive, and sometimes they feel like the finishing touch that pulls everything together. But there's a line, and it's easier to cross than we think. When it comes to elegance, especially after 60, less really can be more. I know how tempting it is. You've got the earrings, the necklace, the chunky bracelet, and maybe even a scarf or statement belt. Each one on its own is lovely. But when you pile them all on, something gets lost. The focus shifts from you to your accessories. Instead of elevating your look, it starts to feel cluttered. Like your outfit is trying too hard to say something when it really just needs to breathe. Here's a little story. I once wore a bold necklace I loved. Big stones, lots of color. But I also threw on large hoop earrings and a stack of bangles. By the end of the day, I felt weighed down. And looking back at photos, it was like the jewelry was wearing me, not the other way around. Now I've learned to choose one standout piece. Maybe it's a beautiful brooch, a long pendant, or a favorite scarf. I let that piece be the star. The rest? Keep it simple. Small stud earrings. A delicate bracelet. Let everything else play a supporting role. The same goes for bags, belts, and even shoes. If you're carrying a bright purse, maybe go easy on the rest. It's all about balance. Think of it like music. If every instrument plays loudly, there's no melody. But when one leads and the others support, it's beautiful. Before you walk out the door, take a final look in the mirror. Ask yourself, what's the first thing people will see? If the answer is your necklace, your bag, and your earrings all at once, it might be time to scale back. Your style should say, here I am, not look at all my stuff. When you give your look room to breathe, your presence gets louder. And that's the kind of attention that truly lasts. Remember, elegance is never about excess. It's about intention. Every piece you choose should feel like a reflection of you, not a distraction from you. Let's talk necklines, because this small detail can quietly make a big impact. You might not think about it much, but the shape of your neckline changes everything. It frames your face, it affects your posture, and it can even influence how tall or balanced you appear. Here's the thing. Not all necklines are created equal. Some of them, especially the really high ones like crew necks, can feel safe but end up boxing in your frame. They cut your neck short, widen your chest, and can make you look stiff, even when you're relaxed. Now that might work on a teenager, but for us, we need something that gives us a little lift. I remember wearing a thick turtleneck to a winter dinner. It was warm, yes, but I looked like my head was floating on a roll of fabric. No shape, no definition. When I swapped it out for a soft V-neck sweater, it was like magic. Suddenly my neck looked longer. My face felt brighter. I looked more open and more me. The best necklines for women over 60 are the ones that open up the chest without overexposing. V-necks, scoop necks, not too wide boat necks. These give the illusion of length, and they naturally draw the eye upward. They highlight your collarbone and soften your shoulders, which creates a graceful, lifted look. And you don't have to go deep or dramatic. Even a modest V or gentle scoop can work wonders. It's not about showing skin. It's about shaping the space around your face, so your smile, your eyes, and your energy become the focus. Try this next time. Stand in front of a mirror and hold up different necklines. Watch how your posture changes, how your face lights up. You'll see it. And once you find the neckline that flatters your natural frame, you won't want to go back. Your clothes should support the way you carry yourself. They should lift, not shrink. Frame, not flatten. So when you're choosing a top, pay attention to the neckline. That little curve or angle might be the quiet trick that makes the biggest difference. A good neckline doesn't just look nice, it makes you feel more confident. It helps you walk into the room feeling like your best self every single time. Sleeves. You probably don't think about them much, but they matter more than most of us realize. The length, the cut, the fabric, it all plays a part in how your outfit feels and how your body looks in it. And after 60, the wrong sleeve can throw off your whole silhouette. Let's say you're wearing a top with cap sleeves. Seems simple enough, right? But if that sleeve stops right at the widest part of your upper arm, guess what? It draws attention there. It makes your arms look broader than they are. And it can make your entire frame feel boxy. Now, nobody wants to look in the mirror and feel bigger than they are. Especially when a small change can make a big difference. What works better? Try 3/4 sleeves. Or bracelet sleeves that hit right above the wrist. These lengths are flattering on just about everyone. They help elongate your arms and your body overall. Even a soft flutter sleeve or a rolled sleeve with a little structure can completely change the vibe of your look. Here's a little trick I use. When trying on a new top, I always check how the sleeve falls. If it cuts my arm in an awkward spot, I move on. But if it glides just right, or lands softly below the elbow, I know I've got a winner. Subtle, but it works. And fabric matters too. Stiff sleeves with hard seams can create bulk. But light fabrics that move with you? They soften your shape. They make your arms feel lighter, and your whole outfit more graceful. At the end of the day, sleeves shouldn't feel like an afterthought. They frame how you move, how you gesture, how you walk into a room. And when they're right, you barely notice them because they're working with you, not against you. So the next time you're shopping, don't just look at the color or pattern. Check the sleeves. Raise your arms. Turn sideways. Ask yourself, do I feel good in this? Because confidence doesn't come from covering up. It comes from wearing something that lets you show up fully and comfortably. And when your sleeves feel right, when they move with you and flatter your frame, you carry yourself with ease. And people notice that ease. They feel it. They respond to it. That's the kind of detail that transforms a look. Let's talk about color. Because believe it or not, the shade you wear can completely change how you look and how you feel. Some colors light you up. Others, well, they just don't do you any favors. And after 60, color becomes even more important. I used to wear a lot of black. Felt simple, easy, and safe. But one day, I caught a glimpse of myself in a mirror at a department store and I thought, wow, I look tired. My face looked dull, my skin seemed washed out, and the whole outfit just felt heavy. I didn't feel like myself. That's when I started experimenting. What I found was eye-opening. When I wore jewel tones like deep teal, soft plum, or rich burgundy, people started saying, "You look refreshed." Not, "I like your shirt," but, "You look great." That's how you know a color is working for you. It's not the top people notice, it's your glow. Some colors like bright neons or harsh grays can overwhelm or drain the natural warmth in your skin. But soft neutrals, rich earth tones, and gentle pastels tend to bring out the best in most mature skin tones. Ivory instead of stark white, rose instead of bubblegum pink, and navy instead of black. It's classic, elegant, and far more forgiving. A great trick? Hold a piece of fabric up to your face in natural light. Look at your eyes. Look at your skin. Does it come alive? Or does it fade? That little moment tells you everything you need to know. You don't have to give up the colors you love. Just tweak the tone. If you love red, try a brick or berry shade instead of fire engine red. Love blue? Go for sapphire or steel blue. It's not about rules, it's about enhancement. When you find your colors, everything clicks. Your confidence grows. Your closet gets easier to navigate. And best of all, you'll stop second-guessing your outfit and start hearing more compliments like, "You look so vibrant today." Color should lift you, not dull you. It should support your natural features, not fight them. And when you get it right, the effect is subtle but powerful. You just look like your best self. Here's the truth. You don't have to dress like your younger self to feel powerful. And you certainly don't need to disappear into clothes that don't reflect who you are today. Elegance after 60 isn't about covering up or playing it safe. It's about showing up, fully, proudly, and authentically. Your clothes should match the life you live now, the wisdom you've earned, the energy you still carry. When you stop dressing out of habit or fear and start dressing with clarity and intention, everything shifts. You look in the mirror and see someone grounded, someone radiant, someone who's still got it. That moment when you realize your style can evolve with you, not fight against you, that's powerful. That's the kind of elegance that doesn't fade. It grows. And it starts with one simple choice. Wear what lets you feel like you again. Because when you feel at ease in your clothes, you carry yourself differently. And trust me, people notice that. They feel that energy. And it's more beautiful than any trend ever could be. You don't need an entirely new wardrobe. You just need a new lens. A shift in how you see yourself, and how you let your clothes reflect that. This isn't about trying to be someone else. It's about coming home to who you are now, and dressing in a way that lifts that person. Each choice you make, from neckline to sleeve to color, is a chance to say, I know who I am, and I love how I show up. And when you start making those small changes, you'll notice how much lighter, freer, and more confident you feel. Elegance isn't complicated. It's just honest. And when you honor that in your style, people will feel it, even before you speak. Now I want to hear from you. What's one thing in your wardrobe you're ready to let go of? And what's one new choice you're excited to try? Drop it in the comments below. Let's share, connect, and grow together. And if this video spoke to you, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell. We're building a space where women over 60 can feel seen, heard, and stylish. And you? You belong right here with us.